Well, I'm not following the script right now, but I just have to say I'm so proud of our kids. Don't they look wonderful? Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Powell Middle School. My name is Christine Eller and I'm principal here. And we are so happy to be hosting the event this evening. We appreciate you being here to help with the District 7 Strategic Planning Committee meeting, and we look forward to hearing your input as we move into breakout sessions tonight. Before we begin, we want to welcome you with the brief performance of our talented students. This is Panther Company, and they are under the direction of Miss Allison Smith. Thank you. That sounded great, guys. So proud of you. At this time, I'd like to turn our evening's program over to our superintendent, Mr. Bob Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such a wonderful pleasure to be here this evening with you. And I'm always amazed. Thank you, students. Thank you. I'm always amazed at how talented our students are and so musically inclined. And I especially recognize that since my wife was a choral music director for 42 years, I guess, something like that at Central High School. So really, just really amazed at our students, with our students, and not only musically talented, but academically talented too. So appreciate Christine, your students being here this evening and opening our program. And thank you for being here this evening. I know it's a rainy, wintry evening, but it's a better evening than last week. So at least we don't have to deal with that cold Arctic blast this week. So I, for one, am really grateful for that with the decisions in terms of calling school and that sort of thing. So, but anyway, want to tonight, in addition to welcoming you, also we're going to ask you to do a little bit of work for us with our school district. We are right now in the process of putting together our strategic plan for the next 3 years. And we've talked about some priorities over the last several months. I've been around for this. I started my 45th year this year, so I've been in the school system for that long, only 9 months in this job, and I feel really blessed to have this opportunity to serve our community and to serve our students and serve our parents. So thankful to the Board of Education for giving me this opportunity, and this will really help us in terms of putting our strategic plan together where we want to go in the next 3 years. And we've talked about increasing student achievement. We've talked about building a positive culture in our schools, and we've talked about eliminating disparities. So putting a plan together to give us the direction to make progress towards those 3 priorities. I'm really looking forward to your feedback. So I do introduce elected officials here. So unfortunately, we have a county commission meeting tonight going on at the same time. So quite a few of our staff members are there to address questions that county commission might have about items on our agenda. But do have 3 board members here with us this evening. Ms. Jennifer Owens, so recognize Jennifer, Ms. Terry Hill. So, okay, and then also Ms. Patty Bounds, our chair, and representing the 7th District. So appreciate Mrs. Bounds being here. So at this time, I'll turn the program over to Mrs. Bounds, and then we'll make this rather brief so we can get started and get you out of here. We kind of have a hard stop time at 8 o'clock, but like the other couple of meetings we've had, we've finished a little before that. So we want to be mindful and respectful of your time as well. So I'll get out of the way and let Patty have the mic. Thank you.
I think you said everything pretty much, but I do want to thank you all for being here. I am Patty Bounds, and I do represent the Halls and Powell School District and taught in this district prior to being your school board elected member. We, as Superintendent Thomas said, we are in the 4th year of a 5-year plan, and as it draws to a close, we're looking at doing a shorter plan, which is kind of trending now, of 3 years. And we really value your all's opinion, and this will chart the course for Knox County Schools, hopefully for the next 3 years. So we appreciate you taking your time tonight to be here, and we want to hear directly from you. And there are other ways you can also go. We'll be listening online, and there'll be an online questionnaire that you can do as well as we develop this plan. Tonight will look like we're going to do some breakout sessions and divide up into small groups. And as he said, be respectful of your time and want to end promptly at 8 o'clock. But I'm going to turn it over to our community liaison person, Jeannie Delaney, and she is going to explain how the rest of this evening goes. But again, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't get to say that very often, so that was sort of fun. Good evening, everyone. The weather's been sort of playing tricks with us the last couple of weeks. Last week we had to cancel, but really postpone both of our meetings. The week before it was a little icy and so forth. But last week's weather played some tricks on us for tonight, because they pushed some meetings to next week that were going to happen right before this. I'm leading up to something. I think the PTA was going to be meeting right before this, and some students were going to be around. So my point is, thank you all for not letting the weather mess with you and for being here tonight. So we are going to, hi folks, come right on in. We know the best way to make sure everyone gets heard about the future of Knox County Schools is to break into smaller groups. So we're going to do that tonight. We'll have 2 of them. One will be an adult group, and they will go with Rosa Marr, team number 1. And then one will be a student group. And I know some of our students that have been out front are staying, and they're going to be with Tiffany. Where did Tiffany go? Number 2 back there. So, and in each of those meetings, you all will be answering a few questions, very simple ones. What is Knox County Schools doing well? In what areas could Knox County Schools improve? And maybe some ideas about the future. So I think we can probably do that in about 30 minutes. If y'all need a little more time, I'll be floating. And otherwise, we have facilitators here tonight that I've pointed out, Rosa and Tiffany. We also have wonderful scribes who will be recording all of the comments, all of which will be typed up verbatim and given to the board for their use. So this is your golden opportunity to look ahead and dream a little bit and talk about the future of our wonderful school system. Everybody good with that? Adults with Rosa, our students with Tiffany, and they will lead you to the rooms, and then we will come back here in about 35 minutes. Okay, if everybody will take their seat, I think we're ready to hear the reports from our wonderful small groups. Let me quickly mention a couple of things. If any one of our participants thinks of yet another thought, two ways you can either come get one of these index cards and put it on there and give it to me tonight. It'll be included with all the other notes. And I hope you will tell other folks about this, you can go to our website, www.knoxschools.org/strategic plan. Somebody had mentioned that, said, their daughter couldn't be here tonight. Let her know that. And we're getting a lot of great individual surveys back as well. So this is one part, a very important part, but there are other ways to provide your input. So I think I want to call on the student group to report first. Who is our reporter? Come on up. You actually get a microphone and everything. And you're on TV, by the way. Well, the website TV. Oh, she's ready.
So, a couple things that we think that are doing really well is that, what was it? The schedules are really nice. The rotation, that they help a little bit, so we don't have we're not stuck in one space. Another thing is the teachers are they listen to our opinions and they help us, they understand, and it's really easy to communicate with our teachers. And then the other thing was the length of our breaks, like summer, fall, winter, fall. The breaks that are kind of longer, those are really nice. And then the areas that we feel that need to improve are funding for the funding for the related arts and stuff with the fundraisers and stuff, because they're kind of really pricey and stuff, and it's a little difficult. In some schools the students have to share lockers, and there's really not a lot of space for us to keep our things. There's they're really small spaces. And then the more related arts choices, because we'll have a year-long related arts, and then we'll have 9-week-long other related arts that we don't really get to choose. They just get put on our schedule, and we kind of have to just go with it. And then the year-long related arts, we have that. Yeah. I think that was it. Yeah, that's it.
Did a great job, Allie. Definitely some thoughts around the related arts, and they had a very robust discussion. So I believe you are the reporter for the adult or parent group. don't mean you're either or. You're an adult parent, so.
Yeah, true. No, I'll just stand here and read it. All right, group. So the adult group had 3 central themes that we agreed upon during our meeting. The first one that was kind of reoccurrent through a lot of our suggestions was to have more flexibility and empowerment for teachers and administration to work with the children. So we want them to be able to not be strictly structured in their approach. We want them to have more freedom to tailor their response to the specific needs of the situation. The second central theme was to focus on the whole child, not only academic, so make sure we're offering support and services that will meet the child in all of their needs, and not just the letter grades, the academic studies. And the third one was to meet children where they are, not where they need to be, and that does kind of inform the first two. That's saying that we have to know where the children are and support them at that level instead of a preconceived notion of where they should be or what we might want to push them to meet some sort of standardized metric or measurement. And so with that one, meeting children where they are, that would give the teachers more flexibility and would also let them focus on the whole child instead of just specific subjects. That's all.
From what I could determine, very good, robust discussions in both groups. Before I turn it back over to the superintendent, I do want to thank our facilitators and scribes. Again, they are volunteering their time because they know that educating our students is the most important thing we do as a community. So they're doing this from their heart. So thank you all for being here. Again, here's the link if you have any other thoughts tonight. And again, I just want to thank everyone who came and participated for being here tonight. And Mr. Thomas?
Thank you, Jenny, and thank you, students, and also the adult group. Appreciate, again, you being here this evening. As we talked about a little bit earlier, 3 priorities, and I see some people here maybe that weren't here earlier, but those 3 priorities are increasing student achievement and building a positive culture and eliminating disparities. And again, what I'm hearing, I think we're on the right track, and just appreciate your work this evening, giving us some ideas about the direction we needing to go. And this our school system belongs to the community, the students, the parents, and we're here to serve. And as I said earlier, I feel so blessed to have this opportunity to serve and be with you and to listen to what you have to say, and just very encouraged by the reports that were given tonight by the students and also the adult group. So thank you so much. Y'all are very efficient. My goodness, it's only, yes ma'am, 7 o'clock. So, yes ma'am.
2 questions.
Yes.
It just happened that in our group we did not talk about the discipline gaps
Mm-hmm.
and disparities across schools and groups of children. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't have that stated someplace. Just because it's not the focus of this group doesn't mean it's not still an issue.
That's correct, and great point. We have our board did approve previous meeting for cultural competency training for our staff, for teachers and staff. So we'll be doing that this spring, and then also reviewing our discipline policies and restorative practices. We're using restorative practice in the classroom, and also positive behavioral intervention systems. Again, there is a need for suspension. I'll say that because it's gotten back to me that some of our folks are concerned because you won't suspend. Well, students are going to obey the rules, and we're going to have teaching and learning, so there will be suspensions. But are there some things we can do prior to it getting to that point? I mean, some offenses are automatic suspensions, with in terms of bringing a weapon to school and things of that nature. But we are seeing some results from the positive behavioral intervention systems that we put into place, the training and restorative practices. And we talk about disparities, and sometimes that discipline comes to mind, which is an area where there are disparities. But also when you look at graduation rates, there are disparities. When you look at achievement rates, there are disparities. So we want to make sure we look at all those areas, and what can we do to make sure that, for example, the graduation rate, no matter what subgroup you might fall in, that raising that graduation rate. So and it's not just about raising the graduation rate, it's also about graduating, that that diploma, you can do what that diploma says that you can do. So again, we're really looking at the disparities across the district. Discipline for one, but then there's also other areas when you start looking at achievement and graduation rates and attendance and things of that nature. So great point. Thank you for mentioning that. So Jeannie, you want to address what happens to the charts in the comments?
I actually should have mentioned that. I'm sorry I didn't. All of these comments will be typed up verbatim, absolutely verbatim. I even leave misspelled words misspelled, and will be double checked, but it all will go to the board. So everything up there that you see will be typed up, and probably some themes sort of determined, but the board will see every comment. And back to your point about some other issues that maybe didn't come up, be sure you go online and maybe or fill out a card before you leave, and it'll become part of the notes. So, does that help?
Are any of these going to be put on the website? The feedback?
I think eventually, Rosa, it'll all be on the website. Right, Carly? Just not as we go, but yes, ma'am.
Are you all, what's the plan for the feedback that you all are getting? Is it to come up with maybe hit the top 5 things that are recurring across all of the districts, or what's the actual plan that's supposed to happen with the feedback?
Thank you. It's my understanding that we're in the process right now of developing the strategic plan. Lynn Fugit, that is a current board member, is heading that up, and she is working with central office and the superintendent in coming up with a strategic plan, and all of this feedback will go into that and become a part of it. So our last strategic plan was developed 5 years ago. It's a 5-year plan, but we thought it would be better this time to make it a shorter plan and revisit it more often. So these comments will go into that process that is being worked on, and usually that is developed by, I guess, the superintendent, your staff, and then it's presented to the board. But there are some board members that are working in conjunction with them. Is that helpful? That is true. Let me think the timeline. When would we? Are we voting on the strategic plan in spring, April or May? That's what I was thinking, yes. And the reason she offered to do that and the board agreed and voted for her to do that is because she had worked on the last one and she was more familiar with it. Terry and I and Jennifer, I know Terry and I came on after the 5-year strategic plan had been voted on, and so we were not a part of developing that one. And Jennifer is a newer board member, and so none of us actually worked on the former one. Plus, it was done by the former superintendent, and we wanted this one. The board talked about it. We wanted this one to be more concise, more consumer friendly. The last one, I had trouble, as a board member trying to come on and see what was all, what was in there. And then, of course, the superintendent was evaluated on, the former superintendent was evaluated on the strategic plan. So it's a very important work, and hopefully it will incorporate a lot of these things that we're hearing all across the county. And it'll be interesting we are such a diverse district with so many different demographics. So it will be real interesting, I think, to see how tomorrow's meeting, what's brought up at Whittle Springs, which is in Jennifer's district, and how it differs from what was shared tonight. And I'm sure Terry represents Hardin Valley, and her district goes all the way over to Norwood. She's unfortunately got one of the largest geographical districts. But you know how that compares because we are so diverse as a district. So, but there will be some things I'm sure that are common throughout, but then some that may be more specific to that area and their needs. So we just appreciate everybody being here. So anyway, uh huh.
And then, so how long will this strategic plan last? So you said the previous one was 5 years, so this one is, what's the intention for this particular?
It's to be a 3-year plan. Yes, yes. And I think that was consensus from looking at other districts and what they were doing and business models and things that are no longer developing that long of a plan because the world changes so quickly. What is relevant today may not be relevant in 5 years, so a 3-year plan was more advisable.
Thank you, Ms. Bounds. Let me just say too, what's important to me coming out of this plan is how do you measure? We've got the goals and we'll have strategies, but how do you measure those strategies? Because we want to be sure we're making progress towards achieving those goals. And I was very glad to hear you say, looking at the whole child, meeting every child where they are, and we want to provide the very best, and giving teachers freedom and flexibility is important too, so that they can tailor the instruction to the needs of their class. So that's very, very important too. But we just want to provide our students with the very best educational opportunities that we can provide them with, and so that they'll be successful once they graduate, leave Knox County schools, go to college, go to a career, wherever they choose to go. That they will be equipped at that point to be successful and also be productive. That's what our goal is, and our goal is to save every child. We want to make sure that again, looking at every child, we've got 60,000 of them, so plus, but looking at each child, and fortunately, most of them don't need as much help as some of them do. So we want to make sure that we provide those services to those students that do need more of our help and our assistance. So again, just want to thank you for coming out this evening, being with us. And as I said, I was going to say very efficient. We planned to 8 o'clock, but y'all are done by 10 after 7. So wow. So thank you for your efficiency. So with that, be careful and have a good evening. And thank you once again.